Hello everyone and welcome back to my RC channel. As I am upgrading my T-Rex 250 to Spirit RS, I thought I can record another tutorial in English. This tutorial is based on Jeti firmware 5 and Spirit firmware 3.2. This Spirit unit came fresh out of the box, so the first thing you need to do is to supply it with power. Now insert the bind plug to the system port. I created a new model with the Spirit preset that is given inside the transmitter, and after that you need to power up the unit and then the RC will beep at you and confirms that it wants to bind to a new RX. For it to stop beeping, do not forget to unplug the bind connection. Once you have that running, you can enter the Spirit setup via the Heli Tuning page. Under Heli Tuning there is flight modes. The first time you come there, it will ask you to create default flight modes. Simply accept this. Flight modes are your basic RPM presets. This is stored inside the transmitter. As I want to program my T-Rex with my transmitter only, you need to enter the Spirit menu and scroll all the way down to the setup wizard. Make sure to always read carefully through the explanation and then do your settings. The first one is the orientation of your unit. My unit is facing with the servo leads towards the tail rotor. On the next page you will find your swash plate type. My T-Rex has a regular 120 degree swash plate. It also shows you where to connect the swash plate servos. Under servo settings you set the center pulse and the servo frequency for your tail rotor and main rotor separately. If you do not know what the servos are operating at, check the manufacturer's website or the Spirit wiki. Next up, under the servo connection menu, we check if they are moving correctly. You can reverse every servo individually by ticking the corresponding box. Now that we made sure that they are working the correct way, we take care of the centering. Centering also works servo by servo, but if you want to adjust your collective center, you can tick a box that moves all servos at once. For the next tuning steps, it is very helpful to install one main blade. This makes it much easier to center your collective pitch and to also set your 6-degree limit. These steps are very self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into detail. The next interesting setting you will enter is cyclic limits. This is just telling the unit the amount of travel it can do, but this does not have anything to do with agility. Of course, if you set your cyclic limits too low, your unit might not be able to reach your desired agility. Do the same with your rudder limits. Once you are fine with the amount of travel, you already reached the last point of the setup wizard. The next page will save your settings and get you back to the main page. I would advise that you scroll all the way down and manually apply the changes again. So now, what else do you need to do? If you want to use bank switch or the rescue feature, you need to go to the channel mapping. Here you can assign any channel that you enabled in the transmitter. After you are done with the changes, scroll all the way down and confirm the new channel mapping. The most important thing now is to change your main and tail rotor gains. Everything that has to do with the flyballer sensor is under the sensor tab. This might sound a little strange at first, but the sensor is taking care of all the gains and the overall agility of your helicopter. For all helicopter sizes out there, I recommend the 50-50 rule. Set your cyclic gain to 50 and your rudder gain to 50 and change the tail rotor multiplier to 1x. This is usually a very good point to start at. It's right in the middle, and if you want to have your helicopter more stiff, simply increase these gains by 5% at a time. Your swash and tail rotation rate should start at around 10, 11 is what most 3D pilots are going to like, and 12 is very agile. The rescue feature is set under the stabilization tab. The most common rescue feature is rescue acro, that always rescues your helicopter the shortest way around. You can fine-tune a preset pitch value here and also many other useful features. To be able to use the rescue feature, you need to assign a switch to it. Go back to the channel mapping, go to the special functions and look for stabilization. Here you can assign another free switch. Do not forget to confirm the new mapping. If you also assigned a switch inside the radio, your rescue feature should work now. This is usually everything you need to do for the first successful flight. If you have any question about Jeti or Spirit RS, simply write me a comment on YouTube. Have fun on the field and see you next time.